So in today's video, we are going to talk about which books to read for JEE, IIT JEE. So before giving you the names of the books, I would like to say that there are n number of books in the market, and I am not trying to tell you that one particular book is good and another book is bad, because I believe all the authors who have read all those books have enough knowledge to guide you for IIT JEE. So all the books are good. But the reason behind giving the list of books is usually in your age you guys tend to shift your focus from one book to another, and if your parents are watching it, you must have observed that your child asks you for one book, reads it for a few days or few months, and then asks you for the other book for the same subject. That is not a good strategy to prepare for any exam. I believe that you should read any one book, and that one book should be enough. Different people can have different tastes when it comes to reading books, and different students can feel comfortable with different authors and their languages. So you can choose the book that you feel comfortable with. But whatever book you choose, you should stick with it. The list or the books that I am going to suggest to you today are the ones that I have suggested my students and other people, and I have seen them score good using those books, or I can say I have seen them score good reading those books. Before suggesting the list of books, I would like you to introspect yourself, because there are different books with different level of questions and different level of difficulty. I'm no person to tell you what you deserve, okay? And I'm no person to tell you that you cannot get into IIT or you cannot get into NIT. But I do believe that it is important for your own benefit that you should introspect yourself. You should see what caliber you possess, how much study can you do in a day, and how hard can you work, and how your intellect is. On the basis of that observation, you need to decide for yourself where you can go. My English teacher once told me, aim for stars, you will get at least 3 top. So I will not say that aiming for IIT is bad or you do not deserve to aim for IIT. You definitely, everybody deserves to aim for IITs, and they should definitely work hard for it. But sometimes, if suppose we do not have that much of a potential, or we do not have that much of resources, or we do not have that kind of a guidance, there could be any reason, and because of one of those reasons it is impossible or either very difficult to get into IIT for you. And if suppose you are still trying to push yourself for the IIT, it might happen that you would lose the chance of getting into NIT, because since you are trying hard, working hard for advance, and you are not being able to cope up with it, you will get frustrated at some point of time. You will lose interest from studies, and it would affect your score of mains as well. And if your score of mains is affected, you will lose the chance of getting into NIT. So it is better that you should always do some introspection, observe your skill set, observe your qualities, observe the time that you can sit for studies, observe your grasping power. See if you get distracted easily or not. See the book that you are studying or the level of questions that you are solving, whether you are being able to solve them or not. Check where you stand. Always check where you stand, and then check how much can you push yourself. Once that bracket is decided, you will understand where will you land. And if suppose you believe that you can land into IITs, then prepare with that point of view. If you believe that you can land into NITs, then prepare with that point of view. And if you believe that you can land into other centrally funded autonomous colleges or state funded autonomous colleges, then prepare with that perspective. So I have prepared 3 different lists. Depending on which bracket you can land in. If you want to ask me how to introspect, then you can comment and I'll answer your comments. Otherwise, it is better that you do your own introspection. Let us start with the topmost bracket. Let us say you believe that you can get into an IIT. In that case, you should study Cengage Advanced. Cengage Advanced for physics, Cengage Advanced for mathematics, and OP Tandon for chemistry. Cengage Advanced Mathematics has around 5 parts. Cengage Advanced Physics has around 6 parts. Yes, 6 parts. And OP Tandon has around 6 parts. So it is they are huge books, and it would take a lot of time to solve them and to read them. But you have to make sure that you read every line of the theory of those books, and you solve each and every question of those books. And you have to do it within 18 months. It looks like you have 24 months, but trust me, you have only 18 months, even less than that. So you can target for 15 months or 16 months. That would be better. Now, if you are in the middle bracket, where you think that you will definitely land in NITs, but you also want to aim for IITs. If you believe that you are going to land in NIT, but also you do not want to scrap the chances of getting into an IIT, then in that case you need to read some book that will definitely get you into an IIT, as well as it would be difficult enough to have a proper chance for you to get into an IIT. Okay, so in that case I believe you should read Cengage Mains, the series of Cengage Mains, Cengage Mains Physics, Cengage Mains Mathematics, and Cengage Mains Chemistry. You can replace Cengage Mains Chemistry with MTG Chemistry if you wish, but Cengage Mains Mathematics and Cengage Mains Physics is a must. If you read these books, the difficulty level of these books is good enough to get you into an NIT, as well as they are a little higher than JEE Mains, so basics of advanced will be done as well. So once you score good in JEE Mains, let us say if you score good if you study hard and you score good in January attempt, then you get around 3 to 4 months for mains. So you can prepare from Cengage Mains till your mains exam. After that you can switch to Cengage Advanced. Once you find out that the result of mains is good enough for you, then you can switch to Cengage Advanced, and it would not affect your studies because Cengage Mains will give you around 70% of the knowledge that you need for Cengage Advanced. So that is not an issue because the syllabus is the same for mains and this advanced. Syllabus is the same, only there is a difference of difficulty level of the question. So Cengage Mains will cover 70% of the level that is expected in Cengage Advanced. So I would suggest that if you definitely want to get into an NIT and you also want to have some chances of getting into an IIT, then you should read the series of Cengage Mains. Now the third bracket is, if you definitely want to get into some autonomous college, whether it is centrally funded or state funded, as well as you want to have the opportunity to get into an NIT, then you land into the third bracket. And for the third bracket, I believe you should read the series of Errorless. Errorless Physics, Errorless Chemistry, Errorless Mathematics. Read JEE, they have JEE Mains and they have JEE Advanced. Read JEE Mains, Errorless JEE Mains Mathematics, Errorless JEE Mains Physics, Errorless JEE Mains Chemistry. I'll write all these 3 categories and the books under them in the description of this video. So once you decide which book you want to buy, you can simply click on the link and get your books. That would be easy, right? So these are the 3 brackets where you should put yourself in before you buy any book, and then you should buy any 3 of the books. And you should read only these books. You will definitely get success if you solve each and every questions of this book. Then what about the strategy, reading strategy? What you can do is, let us say we are talking about first chapter of physics, first chapter of mathematics, first chapter of chemistry. You have to read all 3 subjects. Ideally, I believe that you should give 1.5 hours to each subject every day without fail. You can take Sunday off, but other than that, you should give 1.5 hours to physics, 1.5 hours to chemistry, and 2 hours to mathematics because maths takes more time. Otherwise, if you are fast in mathematics, then you can give 1.5 hours to maths as well. And these 4.5 hours should be excluded from the time that you are devoting to coaching institute or from the time that you are devoting for your homework. This time slot of 4.5 hours should always be only to solve objective questions and read theory from the books. It should not be included in your homework time or anything else. This should be completely different, separated. Now, if suppose you are not sure how long will it take to finish the syllabus or how many questions you solve in a day, or whether you are going fast or whether you are going slow or whether you are going properly. So I'll simply tell you that solve 10 questions each day of each subject. If you do that, you will definitely finish your syllabus in 18 months. Let us say you finished reading the theory. First, start reading the theory of mathematics. Let us say, for example, I'm giving you an example. You can decide whatever sequence you want. Start reading theory of mathematics. Now you're reading the theory of mathematics in day 1. In 2 days or 3 days you finished the chapter by reading theory. Now start reading theory of physics. So read theory of physics up to some part, then solve 10 questions of mathematics. That's it. The next day solve from 11 to 20 next 10 questions of mathematics and devote remaining time to read the theory of physics. Some time would come when you would finish the theory of physics as well. Then start theory of chemistry. So what will you do? You will solve next 10 questions of mathematics, then 10 questions of physics, and then you would read theory of chemistry. So the slot will be divided. Usually it takes less than 1.5 hours to finish 10 questions of a subject. So what you can do is, let us say you have 1.5 hours for mathematics. So you will solve 10 questions of mathematics. Now you have half an hour. So you will read the theory of next chapter. It should ideally take less than 1 hour to solve 10 questions. Then you are solving 10 questions of physics in 1 hour. Read the theory of next chapter for half an hour. Same goes with chemistry. If you solve 10 questions of each subject every day, your syllabus will be completed within 18 months. Now, once your syllabus is completed, all you should do is solve last 10 years question papers. It is important. So find any book where you can get last 10 years question papers, or you can just check. I'll post the link of that book as well in my video, so you can check it in the description box. Solve last 10 years question papers so that you can get the idea what trend you have in JEE mains as well as in advanced, and it would be easy for you to understand which topics are more important, what type of questions are asked, which formulas are important. Questions do not get repeated, okay? You will not find the same question asked twice, but you will find the same concept asked n number of times. Every year they keep on repeating the concepts because questions are infinite but concepts are limited. So once you understand the concepts, it should not be difficult to clear JEE mains, okay? So focus on learning the concepts. That is why keep on practicing, keep on reading the material that I suggested you. Do not diverge yourself or do not distract yourself. Do not try to read multiple books. Stick to the book that you purchased and keep on reading it. It would definitely help you. That's it for today. If you have any doubts, ask it in the comment box. Thank you.